too
Going
if
live.
the person loses. Oh, we're going live. Well, okay then. We are going to be going live right here between teams Euonym and Silencio Jockies. We're going to have our tank at 71%. This is a huge matchup. Two of the premier teams in North America facing off. We're going to do a quick roster rundown after this Boomer just kind of jumps its way in from a pretty far distance. For Team Silencio Jockeys on the Special Infected, we have Ramirez, Prodigy Sim, Apathy, and Titty Boy, aka Acer. And who do we have for Team Euonym, Kiss Me?
Over on Team Euonym, we have Presto, Mike Diva, aka Sir, Knock, and Dawkins. I'm going to allow those two to smurf for this round because they both agreed that they could have one smurf each. So we're going to go ahead and let that one slide here. But yeah, so we will be seeing at the round yet again. Go live here. What?
Preferential treatment?
No, it's not preferential treatment. Do you want me to make them tag up? I will make them change their tags right now. In fact, I'm gonna after this half.
Oh,
but regardless, there's a charge landing right onto Lewis at the top of the ladder. That's because on top of it as well. Jockey latching on Lewis as well. That's gonna be a lot of damage on the Sir, dropping off the side of the ladders as well, and just Sir dropping in health down to 25 yellow.
Yeah, that was really, really unfortunate right there for the survivors. I mean, they obviously on the Special Infected side didn't wait for the survivors to get all the way up because they know with the ability to shoot off the ladder and the ability to kite around, it's much better just to hit when the survivors might not even be expecting it. And Team Euonym were not expecting it right there. Boomer, Smoker, Hunter, Charger coming in for Team Silencio Jockeys right now. Boomer spawning up behind the van, actually managing to land nothing there. Hunter gets cleared, Boomer gets popped, Charger goes in. Kiss Me, that was weird.
Yeah, that was a very, not so much staggered hit, but incredibly off base. That was just weird. Like, everything spawned up, everything got in proximity to start at relatively the same time. Boomer, unfortunately, just couldn't land the boom, and the clears were kind of slow. It was just like everything was like delayed.
Yeah, that was difficult to deal with right there for the Special Infected after that Boomer didn't land. But we do have a tank for the Silencio Jockeys up in the hands of the one and only Ramirez. Boomer, Jockey, Charger for the potential support right here. They could decide to go in with this. Tank just 6Ks it with absolutely no chip. And let's see, the survivors are running a majority Uzi setup. They do have Bill staring at that hole in the back right here, and the tank is going to decide to commit on this. The dudes are going to be railing into his face. He's going to get the initial corner onto Sir, and the Boomer did manage to land as well. Tank is down to 2k HP though, turning around, smacking the Boomer, getting a stumble, missing that punch. Ram's going to go, and they're actually going to see a 2-cap go out, but there is going to be a clear going out too. He has a corner now onto Francis. He's so low right here, and now the survivors are going to turn back around, and they are going to kill off Ram's tank. Prior to the wipe, Sir was already bleeding after that first hit right there, but honestly, with everything landing the way it did, Ram, he either hit the Boomer with one punch and then missed the second one, or something happened there.
Yeah, the tank just really couldn't find that good of a corner out on survivors. Yet again, we did see Ending going out onto Sir, but other than that, the tank just really got, I don't want to say he got juked, but he couldn't find a punch, if I gotta put it another way. He just could not find one for the life of him.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate. I mean, it still did a pretty good amount of damage right there, but they were looking for a wipe in that scenario. The Boomer landing was really good. The 2-cap landed as well, but then the survivor who was free was able to get those clears out before any kind of capitalization for wipe potential came out. There is still a really good hit here for the Silencio Jockeys. Spitter, Hunter, Charger, and a Smoker, and they're actually going to swap in the front here. Smoker's going for a pull. Hunter in the back a little early right there. Managed to get the stumble though, and it's going to end up in a 3-cap into the back, opening up because of that Smoker pull forward. That's a lot of damage, Kiss Me.
Indeed it is. Health bonus is going to drop down to a 185 here after that hit. It was more than likely up around the 350 mark, but we do have a pause very briefly coming out here. Dawkins saying sorry, though. It might have been an accident. No, he says someone joined Mumble and memed. So they had to take care of that, but we are all good now. And Team Euonym should be able to walk their way into the safe from here, uncontested here, as they did just take that last hit. And yeah, they're going to do just that. So well played by Euonym. I mean, they still made it with a decent health bonus around that 200 mark. Exactly 168 though. So that's respectable. I think they could definitely make an equivalent amount of damage go out onto Team Silencio Jockeys here on this next half.
Yeah, honestly, that wasn't awful in terms of the like they ate that huge hit like after the tank. I honestly think that's what did it more. Like that tank damage there is pretty much expected. That's a tie for the survivors in SI, but then that hit that they ate afterwards, I don't know if it was involving whatever happened in Mumble or whatever, but the reaching the safe room with that bonus, at least making it, is pretty good. However, on the flip side, Silencio Jockeys now gives themselves a position to go up by a couple hundred points if they just manage to make this map and take that tank in the same area and then not eat everything on the next hit.
Indeed, there's a very nice rocket boom by Team Euonym out onto the Silencio Jockies, not landing, but that did still get pretty damn close for what it was. And with that being said, Silencio Jockies might just push this ladder here. The Witch obviously is off on the left side of the collapsed bridge here, so they don't actually have to contest her. But there is still this tri-cap happening, or looking to happen, at the top of this ladder. And once again, with the buffs of Ace Mod and ladders, Stars can shoot off of them and not having to actually be all the way off of them yet. Ram getting some early chip out on that charger, dropping down to 366 HP. This Smoker still looking for pull as well, not finding it as of yet, though.
Yeah, I mean, they got a good piece of that charger from what Ramirez just did, but the Smoker is also in a shippable spot, and they can sit here for as long as they want. They're starting to shoot off the top of the ladder, and maybe they can actually chip underneath. You see there's a little bit of a separation between the two walls right there where they can actually try to pick something. But they're eventually going to have to man mode up and go up there. They're picking that Smoker even more, just baiting it out for as long as they can. You know what? If I were them, I would just spit on the people who are on the two, like the middle, like platform right there, and just try to get as much damage off that as you can, force them down or something. But instead, they're going to have this happen. Nice double cap! That Jockey gets an in cap. This is disastrous for Silencio Jockies right here. Ramirez is completely separated. Apathy took a down, and this could actually be a death on the Ram if they aren't careful. This Charge and Smoker are still going out, and the Charger's going to have a free charge right here, I'm pretty sure. Going in!
Oh my god!
Double charge!
That's a death!
Going out! Sim gets charged off, and the double charge hits Acer and kills him. Kiss me! What a hit on the ladder from Team Euonym, punching Silencio Jockies right in the throat.
And that is how you literally take a tri-cap along with, what was it, a spitter, and make it into a death with three full, or two, another two full in caps, and another starter losing all of his permanent HP. And that was with one hit. The absolute devastation by Euonym out onto Team Silencio Jockies. That was freaking insane. And here comes the tri-cap attempt. Hunter will make his way in. There's a double cap. And looking for triple. Oh, so close.
Kiss me, if we wanted to say right here that the tides are a little bit different this time around, Team Euonym has proven that based off how they played Special Infected here. This tank should unequivocally be a wipe right here. It should not be any question right here. It's in the hands of Sir. And the survivors have to make the decision if they want to push forward or not. I think they're going to. Tank is right there around the corner. Lewis trying to jump over his head. Tank getting baited out a little bit, but he should just roll right now, probably. Either that or they should ditch the Boomer and get a 3-cap, but still, Euonym just showing their, like, coordination on the Special Infected side of this first chapter. That ladder hit was legendary.
That was just absolutely insane. Chat just caught up to it, going absolutely nuts. And guys, please don't spoil anything for the chat, for the viewers here. If you guys are also watching another stream, yes, there is a delay on this one. It's to stop ghosting from happening. But yes, please don't spoil anything, guys. It is bannable. But yeah, that was an absolutely insane series of events happening there. And you know, this tank has a pretty easy job ahead of him for himself. Along with 3 SI, only 3 survivors left. No HP left on them either. Well, by that I mean not pills. But yeah, Apathy slow. Ram is on the brink of going slow. He's down to 43 HP. And yeah, this is the beginning and end here for Team Silencio Jockies on this half. Tank's gonna go ahead and round up Francis here over in the corner. Get one more punch on Apathy. We'll go ahead and secure it. There it is. And now 2 SI working the way towards the survivors in the back here. Charger not finding someone just yet. He does get shut down. Jockey as well not finding a target. So this tank's going down fairly quickly, actually.
This is stupid at this point. Sorry to use that vocabulary, but like they sent in the SI support before the tank even had a down, and now they actually might see a revive going out in the corner over there. Jockey's gonna go trying to troll it, does get killed, but this is actually not looking like a wipe quite yet. Tank's gonna try to throw a rock in here, manages to get skied. This is unbelievable. Why is this happening? Now the tank's gonna go and push one of the survivors back right
It's gonna die.
The pull does go out, but this tank from Sir is giving Silencio Jockeys more distance than they ever could have hoped for, I would say. This Hunter's going to go in, managing to land onto Lewis, capping Ram in the back, but Sir is going to be forced out right here. PSIM's still fast right here, trying to get whatever he can. Charger going into troll, car going in, and that car is stuck in Francis's body, and there's the wipe. All right, whatever.
I have no idea what just happened.
Screw it. Don't get the freaking tri-cap when the tank pushes in. Don't let him get a corner. Have him go back and hit a car. Have it kill Francis. Stick in his body and then unhinge himself, fling over the top, and kill Sim. Sir, you are an innovator, my friend.
That was absolutely insane to say the least. What? That was a hell of a round by Euonym. I mean, the tank, obviously the tank wasn't
dumb.
The tank wasn't the epitome of what you would like to see from a tank that has to go up against, you know, survivors of that statue with pretty much no HP left on themselves or to be had, but obviously the tank still got that wipe in the end, regardless of how it came about. It did happen, and we see Euonym sitting at quite a hefty lead here coming into the second map here. Actually, I thought it was more than that. I thought they got like a 600-point score. Am I wrong? No, 300-point distance. Oh, no, that is right. 168 health bonus. So it's still close, around 290 points separating them? Yeah, 290.
Yeah. So I believe we are going to be live right here. It's going to be Team Euonym on the Survivor side and Team Silencio Jockies on the Special Infected. Charger, Boomer, Hunter, and a Smoker for this first hit, so no Spitter. And Euonym's in a pretty good position right now, I would say. Like, if they can make it to that tank without taking a whole lot of damage beforehand, they could kill that pretty easily in the tunnel. Like, I've seen that be a pretty easy shutdown spot for survivors in Ace mod. I don't exactly know why, because you'd think with the no slowdown, it would be, like, harder to kite the tank. But I don't know. I've seen it just be that way. Maybe it's with the high caliber teams as well on low ping or something, but we'll see what they can pull off here. And we do have Team Euonym exiting the safe room right here. Boomer spawning up, getting a single boom. Charger going in, landing on Zoe in the back. Quick clear, though. Hunter manages to land next to a Boomer. Boomer's looking for the proxy right here. Not going to be able to get it, though. Smoker is outside still, so this chip damage going out. Little staggered from Team Euonym, but they didn't get punished for it too hard.
Yeah, there really wasn't all that much coming out there from that hit. Presso does once again take a little over 20 damage from the hit in of himself, and then Knock also takes around 10 HP worth of it. So they did get, once again, around that 40 damage mark done out onto Survivor. So not too bad there by Team Silencio Jockies. They're down once again by 290 points coming into this round here. So it's a pretty close game. There's Tank spawning up as well in the hands of Avocado, aka Acer here, for Team Silencio Jockies. And Charger landing in the back with that spit going top of it. Also, Pounce landing on to Sir in the background, that being Lewis. And yeah, once again, Acer in the hands, or in the control of this tank, I should say, with only 400 chip done to him.
Oh, are they going Ring of Death?
They're doing that.
Are they going Ring of Death? Oh, no, they're going Safe Room. That's interesting. Can the tank intercept? I don't know if he can or not, but they're actually going to decide to take this all the way back to the Safe Room. There aren't spawns up for this, and they're going to have to sack. Acer is going to have to follow them right here. They probably want to ditch that Smoker and Boomer, or they're going to get a full hit. Smoker's going to go out, manages to get that. Charger lands onto Zoe.
He's going.
Separating the word. He cannot commit right here. He really can't. I mean, okay, he's going to go for it. He's in with no support. He's going to manage to try to get the down onto Nocturnal right there, and there is still Horde. Acer is going to have to do absolute work here on his own, but he whiffs that punch. He's got another survivor cornered over there. Going in, managing to get another punch onto Francis. Now the survivor's on top of the safe room. Launching back into his face. That's 2 down from Acer. This is an outstanding tank so far. He gets another corner onto Bill. He should have this wipe. Smoker's trying to go in as well. Bill gonna get punched over there again. I cannot believe that this is wiping, but it just did.
That was just immaculate play there by Acer, capitalizing all over that separation. That little instance that he had to work with. That little instance was all he needed, and he just manned up and just ripped. He just ripped Euonym apart by himself. He just worked every single angle possible. And that is just how literally a tank that works angles, as I mentioned, can just decimate a team by himself.
There is literally zero reason why that should have wiped, but it did. And like when I saw him going in there, I thought that was a dead tank, and he did miss the one punch to the side, but the survivors either didn't focus him or were too busy getting cornered to do much of anything. That's an infuriating wipe onto Team Euonym for Team Euonym, I would say, because they had that in great position. They could have brought back to the safe room. That single boom landing might have been what did it, because they had comments to do all that at the same time. But that tank was absolutely insanely played. Like I said, that's one of the best tanks you're going to see in this tournament. Probably just by the merit of that, he was able to capitalize all over the survivors. I feel as though the survivors shouldn't have let that happen, though.
Indeed, but we're going to see the push right out of the safe from here. Silencio Jockies looking to make this round a little bit better than the last one, but there's a nice double gap happening right off the bat. Boomer now dropping down onto Sorry. That's a lot of damage on the Ram, not being cleared as of just yet. Dropping down over 50 HP from that Hunter alone. And that Hunter just shredding Ram. And Apathy as well, taking over 20 damage to his name as well. But yeah, that tank, literally, if the SI didn't go in, I think he could have incapped all 4 survivors by himself. Like, he was on a roll, and he had 1,500 HP left when he got that third incap. I think he could have gotten every single one of them.
Yeah, Acer went absolutely beast mode there, but this is not a good start to this chapter, I would say, either, for Team Silencio Jockies. Another, this random spit going out right there, and it looks as though there is a smoker waiting here, too. Tank in the hands of Knock, and here's a smoker pull going out. There's a punch going on to Lewis, and we're seeing a repeat here. Boomer spawns in the back, gets a single boom. That's going to be a down going out, Not getting a punch onto Bill right there, pushing in, another punch going on to Francis. Tank still has 3.5k HP. Jesus Christ. That's going to be another punch going out onto Zoe. Charger landing. Tank still here, getting a punch onto Zoe. Another punch onto Zoe. Tank has 2,400 HP. There is a huge smile on my face right now. There is going to be another punch going right there. Charger managed to take Zoe into the back. That Survivor's the last one up, and Nocturnal saying, you know what? Acer, you can play tank pretty well by smacking things around, but so can I. Euonym answers with a counter wipe.
That was... I have a smile on my face. These tanks are freaking insane. How do you do that much work alone? I mean, albeit that tank did have a little bit of a setup as the previous one did with that smoker grabbing a pole, but other than that, literally just the capitalization, just back and forth, working the survivors all over the map. That's just impeccable tanks on both halves, and that's going to equal a double wipe for that map.
Nock did 370 damage as a tank, and Acer did 262. Just throwing that out there.
That is massive.
Insane.
The map punches. Over 10 punches each. In fact, I think Nock, what, had 13 or 14?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think... No, he had more than that. He had like
That's
14,
insane.
15, something. I don't want to do
Not
that.
just completely like that was both, like literally both tanks destroyed the other team almost solo right there. Like that was insane. Like that might have been the best example of tanking from two teams conversively right there, just in an area like that where it's all about landing those punches and potentially rocks that I might have ever seen. That is a beautiful showing so far, and Euonym still in the lead. Hunter Jockey Charger Spitter for the first hit from Team Silencio Jockeys going in. Charger's gonna whip. There's a shutdown going out, aside from a little bit of spit damage, and kiss me, that momentum went towards Silencio Jockey's side, but Euonym snatched that right back.
Yeah, I mean, we are losing sight once again of the game a little bit as we're talking about the tanks, but literally that was exactly what Euonym needed there on that half, because if they allowed Silencio Jockeys to get past that tank, they would have risked losing everything. I mean, once again, the lead was only 200 points at that time, so they would have once again lost a lot if they did not get that wipe with that tank, let alone they would have obviously lost the lead. But once again, health bonus on that map can definitely accumulate to quite a number. So good on them to secure that wipe. Attack going in the background. Hail Mary Rock going on the Survivors. Not managing to land, as well as the SI. Not really fair on everybody. But actually, there's a Jockey out on Zoe, I believe that is. And Charger going ham with the punches. Knocked down around 30 plus HP from that double cap on, well, semi-double cap onto him. And yeah, so Apathy once again with this tank. And he's going to start working this hittable in a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, this tank right here, the hittable is really, really good to use as leverage, but this box strat that we're seeing right here is one that's becoming a little bit prevalent, I would say. They just need to make sure they don't get too boomed. If they can somehow avoid that, or if Dawkins can stare at that spawn, then that'll be in good shape for them. But there is a boom going out, single boom going out, that's workable. Smoker pull did go out as well. And it looks as though the rest of the hit hasn't quite yet gone in. I really like Boomer in this area instead of like a Charger or something like that. And Apathy for Silencio Jockey is going to have to start moving his car in a little bit. This Hunter's still up, but as soon as that tank goes through that car, kiss me, he's going to get drilled.
Yeah, with the amount of Uzis yet again that are on the Survivors, that being 2 Uzis, but there are up front, and they are very protected actually where they are right now underneath that tower. So it's not like they're going to be in any immediate danger from that hittable. So they can be fairly safe there as they just... Yeah, I mean, this isn't the best, obviously, Charger, Hunter, Jockey. You really do want a Smoker to try and help just make that separation happen for that Charger at a much more accelerated pace, and also easier as well. But regardless, Tank going to start looking for commitment here. Down 1,000 HP already. Flings the car over towards the Survivors. Doesn't find anybody, though, and now he's going to start focusing on the car yet again here. And he's wasting a lot of HP on this car. Down 2,200 HP already. Now down to that 2,500 HP range. And this is the part in time where the SI have to help him now. That's like
that Jockey already got shut down, though, because the Survivor inside shut that down. Tank is going to be able to get a pounce right there with a little bit of support. Charger going in as well. This should be a free down for Apathy's tank. Dawkins is going to get punched into that corner, and Dawkins is actually, he doesn't decide to get out, but then all the Survivors are on his back. He's under 2K, so he got one punch from that Hunter pin, and that's about it. And Team Euonym's in spectacular position right now, kiss me.
Yeah, I mean, as Reaper also mentioned in chat right there, this tank can either go really bad or really poorly, to say the least. And so far we're seeing not the best tank here, once again played by Apathy. It's not exactly his fault though, there's a very rough area in general to make a lot happen, but double boom going out stars will go ahead and force them to kind of hold up in that freezer room off there on the side of the upper path. And Apathy might look for a commitment here. I mean, he could grab some doubles here if the Stars do bunch up in a poor fashion, but he's gonna get railed as he looks for this commitment.
One survivor's outside. One survivor's outside right now. Tank's still going, but he gets absolutely melted. Every survivor just focused that tank. Nox was standing outside, playing it aggressively. Again, similar to the way he played his tank, just balls deep, standing outside, waiting for the tank to come in, and the tank did. He got focused, and Euonym didn't even take a down from that. There's a smoker on the side right there, getting the pull to Lewis, but the insta-clear goes out. Charger misses, and Kiss Me, Silencio Jockies is in trouble.
Yeah, they are in dire straits right now. 823 is the health bonus sitting on Euonym post-tank. And that is a big damn number if you are Team Silencio Jockies right now. You have to work that down. That is barely any damage coming out from your most powerful SI in the game, that being the tank. And, yeah, they got absolutely nothing off of that hit either.
Charger
Everything
got
just
melted. Jockey got M2'd, shut down. Kiss Me, I'm ecstatic. This would be the third seed of the tournament, just saying, for Silencio Jockies. If they lose to Team Euonym here, that would be nuts. Euonym entered this as the 11th seed, just going to mention that.
Yeah, that would be, once again, the 11th seed beating the number 3 seed. Here comes the draw crown out by Bill. Gonna easily take that, and that is Dawkins landing that crown, obviously. 1,798 damage out of the only needed 1K. So he definitely pumped her full of lead, to say the least.
Yeah, and I mean, right now, this Boomer's gonna go in and get the single boom, but again, Euonym have complete control. They can just back up here. Yeah, Smoker's gonna get cleared. Hunter manages to land for a split second. No spit to capitalize on that. Slow-ass clear on that Hunter. But again, with no multi-caps or spitter, like, that's gonna be another hit that they can kind of just push through, and then they're gonna reach the graveyard. The graveyard's not the place you want to hinge your SI damage on. Just gonna throw that out there right now. Like, that's easy for the survivors to stay on top of things. And if they get even one quick clear and they keep the horde under control, they could honestly make it with this bonus. That would be one of the biggest chapters I've ever seen.
Indeed, and it looks like Twitch chat did catch on to what I said. I said the tank could go really bad or really poorly. And then afterwards I was like, wait, I messed that up, didn't I? And they, of course, Twitch chat with their keen sense of trolliness, they will quickly latch onto that one.
Yeah, and I mean, at this point now, like, they're going to have to take a hit as this starts, and then probably 3 hits in the middle of that field of common. Like, that would be unfortunate for them to accidentally just have their bonus annihilated in those couple hits, but that essentially is what Silencio Jockies is going to have to do. Again, Euonym can slow play it a little bit here, because they know they're probably going to hit on this. And indeed, here comes the Charger going in, melted though. They did manage to connect the charge on the wall onto Dawkins. That actually might be a full encap out onto him. It almost was. That's unfortunate. It looks as though that Charger should have been dead by the time it hit, but because it was such a short distance, the Charger was able to pin him up against the wall. So, okay. Damage bonus on Dawkins, health bonus on the other 3. Presto has 93 HP right now, and let's see where they decide to go with it. They're actually going to go to what are they doing? They're going to go back. Boomer gets in their faces right there. I'm curious now. That Boomer's going to miss. Smoker gets a separation pull on Dawkins. Nice double cap. Euonym, I don't know what you're doing right now, but I'm intrigued.
They just lost another 100 health bonus off that hit alone. I mean, they were at an 850 health bonus. Yeah, it's not a bad spot, but they were at an 800 plus health bonus after that previous hit that just took place at the top of the Churchill. And now they're down. They got dropped down to a 650. Now they're down to a 535. So Silencio Jockies is making that damage occur that they need. But still, there's 68% left on the damage bonus and 44 left on the health bonus. So they have a lot of percentages to work down here, to say the least. Both of them are still quite high. There's a single Hunter landing, and that will be all she wrote for that hit. Obviously, that Boomer did manage to land, but that's not really going to affect them all that much, as it's already horde trickling in.
Yeah, this is interesting now because, like, the spawns that we can see, there has to be an infected ladder somewhere on the side of that wall. So if, like, a Charger gets over there and one survivor's not paying attention, that could be a lot of damage doing that. I assume there are also some blue square spawns on the left and right-hand side. Spitter, Hunter, Charger, and a Smoker for the next hit right here. So this actually could be pretty good for Team Silencio Jockeys. We have a smoker pull out from the left, instantly cleared. This is what I kind of talked about there. Knock is in that corner. Tri-cap going out onto Team Euonym. That's almost exactly what I said there, Kiss Me. That charger climbed right over the ladder. Knock was hoarded, and he just got a full end cap off, but that bonus just got hit once again.
Yeah, that was really well played there by Silencio Jockeys, and that's going to really diminish that health bonus, knocking it to a 347. Yeah, that is work done to the health bonus by Silencio Jockeys, dropping it over 500 accumulative points over the past 4 hits. That is quite the feat in of itself, and that's a very matchable health bonus now.
Yeah, single boom going out in the front right there. Smoker, Jockey, and a Hunter going out. Pull does go out onto Zoe. Nice double cap lane with that Jockey. Rolling tri-cap with that Hunter. More damage going on to the damage bonus right here. And Kiss Me, does that mean they lost 500 points of bonus from the time they entered the church?
Pretty much.
Oh my god, that's really unfortunate for Team Euonym. They're going to make the safe room, however, bringing their total score to 1,414. But the thing is, against a team like Silencio Jockeys, I hear myself saying this over and over again. When you're against a team that's strong, you need to capitalize and maximize on the mistakes that they make. And that right there, they could have had like a, 1,300 point chapter, maybe an 1,100 point chapter. This tank is, again, something that can go easily in the same direction as it did for Silencio Jockeys
really
on the side of Team
Euonym. Jim? Hello? Hello? What the hell was that?
I don't know.
You're still lagging a little.
Yeah, there we go. How about now?
A little better. That was a little strange.
I think you're clear now. Am I clear now?
Yeah, I'm good. Huh.
Alright, guys. Happy you were able to get through that little bit of turbulence there together. I am your captain speaking. I think Sir Please also got hit by the same... I'm not entirely sure what that was. Maybe it was Chicago, like the city of Chicago having an instance there?
That could be, actually. Because, yeah, I think they're both Chicago. I think Mumble is from there, too.
Yeah,
that would make
Valerian
sense.
has told me that Mumble had a moment, and, I mean, Sir Please Chicago is obviously in Chicago, so maybe it was the city having a little bit of a routing issue. They're saying that Mumble is back online now, which it obviously is, you can hear both of us, but even the internet gods themselves are like, wait a minute, the 11 seeds being the 3 seed in the middle of map 3? We need to stop this. Yeah, exactly, just bang, everything explodes. Obviously, if Sir had been losing, it would have been more of a, you know, susceptibility to have him be the one causing the problem. His team's up right now, and okay, now that we're back, after Team Euonym raised up, we should be in good shape. But honestly, right here, like, Team Euonym needs to somehow find a way to, like, get some damage at that tank. Again, it could either go really good or really bad. And we saw the way it went badly was because the survivors, like, when they committed that, the reason I was just, like, saying what is because they had, like, a charger, a hunter, and a jockey. And in my opinion, in that area, both, like, Charger's not going to do much of anything. And then the jockey's debatable because that can get M2'd and shut down or skied in the face, as we saw happen to the jockey on that last hit. Or that last hit during the last tank, I should say. And honestly, like, if you land a boom in that area, that's one of the ways to actually get things to work. But that tank is so difficult to play if you don't leverage your hittable correctly or, like, get some kind of boom in that area, I would say.
Yeah, that's a pretty rough tank in of itself. We were talking about the tank, right? I had to talk to somebody really quick. We were talking about that tank, right? Yeah, the tank, I mean, as we saw in the previous, well, not that you guys saw, but we were spectating a scrim before this actually all happened, these past 2 matches, and there was a really sick quad boom that went out, and it caused a massive amount of damage on survivors. In fact, it might have resulted in a wipe. I actually don't remember that far back, but I just remember a lot of damage going out on the survivors, and they definitely ended up getting wiped there in that round, to say the least. So, Boomer is definitely key.
Someone in chat saying I've been to Chicago. It seemed pretty jacked up.
Oh my god. So NFO Chicago Data Center had a hiccup. Oh, okay. That makes sense.
That explains everything.
That would do it.
Yep.
They probably just sent out an email to all the owners that own any sort of box.
Sorry about
and they're
that.
like, yeah, they're like, someone just pulled out the Ethernet cable. One Ethernet cable holding everything together. That's the way it goes.
Yeah, I'm not sure if we're seeing the middle of a 10-minute timeout right here, but they're having to switch mumbles, apparently. A few people being slow.
Damn it, people. Why you gotta be slow?
Damn it. Well, I mean, still, though, this has been one hell of a game so far. Obviously, with the scores at the way they are, like, I don't know. Like, I feel if Team Euonym plays a spectacular SI round, like, particularly here, they could definitely put that pressure on the Silencio Jockies where whoever gets that tank, I think it's going to be PSIM, right? For the next map, am I not mistaken?
Yes.
Ram map 1, Acer map 2, yeah. So it's going to be PSIM's tank there. It's going to be either Dawkins or Presto this map. And then those two are going to have to do some kind of work on map 4, depending on where it is. Honestly, I would like to see a tank at the 65% next map, if that's even possible, where it's at the semi-truck there, because that area is really just like a hittable farm, and like that turns into some really interesting Left 4 Dead 2 action right here. But honestly, this map right here, I would not be opposed to seeing Team Euonym's tank do something completely different than Apathy did, because Apathy technically played it the best he possibly could, but like I said, the support did absolutely nothing almost, except for that one Hunter landing, which got him a single punch.
Yeah, that was, once again, a pretty rough tank to say the least, but once again, as you also mentioned, he didn't really have that much going for him with the SI and whatnot, so he was pretty much put up shit's creek without a paddle, to say the least, and he made the most of it, you know, and so in the end, they also managed to work down the health bonus by quite a large amount, so you can't feel too bad if you were that tank. Your team was definitely there to back you up in the end, and you know, definitely help you out along with that health bonus droppage. But regardless, we do have 6 out of 8 players ready to go live here. We are waiting on PSIM and Sir to ready up, and then we should be all set to go here with the next half, I should say, of this 5-map campaign. Thank you guys once again for hanging with us as well, as there was a little bit of a hiccup there in the Mumble and server. But you guys are watching the Bleed Out Tournament Elimination Stage, upper bracket round number 2. Euonym taking on Silencio Jockies. Ready Up was canceled. We are almost live, but it was canceled.
Indeed, it was. Waiting on Dawkins and Produsim to ready up, and once they do, we will be able to take this live. Looks as though PSIM should be here. Maybe, we'll see. But again, it's that ready up bug being what is, and PSIM is still standing in the back of the safe room, so I think they're going to have to wait for Mr. Creator of Confogel himself to get back. But once he does, then we should be able to go live. And Ramirez is going to pause it right here. And I mean, I think they're ready now, and indeed they are. And it looks as though Team Silencio Jockies is going to come out of the safe room running a 4, actually not 4 shotgun setup. It's going to be a 3 shotgun setup. Now they're changing weapons again, so it's a 2-2, whatever. We do have the first hit being a Hunter, Spitter, Jockey, and a Charger for Team Euonym. Game going back live right here after that little bit of interruption. Jockey coming in the back right there. Nice double cap landing. Tri-cap landing on the Team Silencio Jockies with his spin going down on the Charger and the Jockey in the corner. A beautiful hit, and that's the start to the SI round that Team Euonym's going to have to deliver if they want to win this game.
There have been so many big hits and plays in this game so far. My highlight reel is already full. There's no way I can do a replay. There's just none.
Shit.
And actually, Dawkins taking 1100 chip immediately upon spawning. Very good map awareness there by Team Silencio Jockies, remembering where their tank spawned on the previous half. Just pushing right up into Dawkins' face and grabbing that quick chip. And that is definitely going to leave a mark.
That pisses off any tank, because you can't do anything about that. You spawn in that area, and it's like, well, okay, just shoot me for 1100 damage, why don't you? And that's exactly what they did. We have a Charger Hunter and a Jockey here for a hit coming in. Looks as though Dawkins wants to rotate and play a little bit of rock. Jockey going in and not going to land. Charger is making itself just a complete distraction right there for a second, getting a punch out onto Ramirez. Rock going in, and Kiss Me, I mean, the Survivor Cells in a position right now where Ram's maybe going to go slow, but they can play a lot of chip right here onto Dawkins. He has to be careful.
Yeah, they're in a pretty decent range to get chip with really all their guns. Shotgun, Uzis, they all get really good damage or drop off from this point. But the Survivors are being a little too aggressive at this point. Bill and Zoe, they do realize that now, though, so they're going to go back off and reconvene with the other 2 Survivors. But the next hit is looking to start coming in here in a second. To be a Jockey, Smoker, Hunter. I wouldn't be surprised if we try, or if we see Dawkins try and do a bit more of a rock tank here. Yeah, he's not going to commit here at any point in time. There's a nice double cap happening. That Hunter does get immediately cleared off. There's a rock seat coming out, though. So Dawkins is dropping down a little bit in the rage here, down to 60%. And now Silencio Jockeys should be LOSing. But they are in a little bit of that, like, hesitant position where you have some people LOSing, some shooting, and it's like, well, we gotta get on the same
trigger
page.
fake.
I try not to. I try to, well, I can't say that. I did that Dark Parish thing.
Yeah, you did. That really did put him in a interesting mood. But you know what? Dawkins is going to be on second pass right here. He's going to have to rotate to the side. Hunter, Jockey, and a Boomer coming out for this next hit. And they do have one survivor up front right there. Dawkins going to start pushing his car in. And this Boomer's going to need to land. That's really all this comes down to. Car's going to be working its way in from the side, looking for spawns in the back right there. And now the survivors are going to be forced to rotate around. Dawkins still has over 4k HP. Car is going to be sitting in an okay position. He's going to bounce it over the top, and now he's going to push it on them. He has a little bit of a split, getting the first punch out onto Prodigy-Sim. Pushing in, he's going to need his SI support to help him very, very quickly, though. Hunter does manage to land for a stumble right there. Tank down to 1300 HP. We do have a survivor going for a melee right there, and Dawkins is going to die.
That was really unfortunate. That Rocky threw out onto Zoe, I believe was, hit one of the common, just hung mid-air and dropped straight down. So that's really unfortunate for Dawkins, but really lucky for Silencio Jockies, because that would have definitely resulted in not only that rock, but also a punch probably landing on the Zoe there, which would have obviously accumulated to 48 damage. So Survivor's post-tank 658 bonus. That is definitely more damage, obviously, than we saw Team U9 take on their half. But if they can just hold together here on Survivors, they risk not going down by that much at the end of this round.
You know what? They might want to hit before that, like, crossing up the choke right here. They had that Hunter spawning in front, and the Chargers is going to drop right down that hole and slam them in the face if it possibly can. Smoker's going to look to spawn on the side as well in a pretty traditional area. They're going to seem to be going for it now. Smoker spawns up, manages to get the pull on the Prodigy for the reset. Nice double cap landing. We're going to see that Charger landing in the back with the spitter spit the Hunter in the front, but still, that's another nice synchronized hit.
Yeah, I mean, their health bonus is down to, yeah, another pull-off onto Zoe, dropping that health bonus down to 611. It should be under 5 now. Indeed, it is. 596 will be their total health bonus as it stands right now, post-choke hit. But that's if Zoe doesn't get jocked down or something, because there's going to be another hit coming up here in a second. They have a Boomer so far. Now grabbing someone's going to be a Hunter, so no chance of really getting knocked off of this little bit of a choke here, but that will be a single boom going out to Bill in the meantime.
And you know what? The spread on the Survivor's permanent health is immaculate right here. Like, this is really, really good for the Special Infected to play off of, because then if any of them take an in-cap, that's going to be hitting the damage bonus. You have a Hunter going in. Magnum land onto Francis' face right there with a spit going down on top of that. That is going to force Acer slow, and we do have even more scratches going in from the side. And like I said, all of them are going to have to commit pills soon to stay fast, and they can just keep whittling that bonus down after hit after hit after hit. And there is still obviously a full event for them to deal with here in terms of what Silencio Jockies has to face. Charter gonna spot there, gets a nice punch onto Ramirez once again, so more chip damage is kind of rolling in.
Indeed, the Silencio Jockies are kind of losing their standing here, to say the least. They're slowly but surely being chipped away at by U9. There's a nice double boom going out. Smoker does grab a quick pull there onto Francis, does get clear off though. Jockey grabs one singular scratch and then backs out into the tree line. Gonna go ahead and probably despawn along with his Smoker friend. And they're going to look to come in on the next hit, more than likely, with the next 2 SI that get spawns. But this Smoker, oh, I thought he was still chasing. It was actually a despawn sound.
Yeah, which is going to get pulled right here. Going in for one of the survivors in the back. There is the crown going out. But it's going to be a Jockey, Charger, Spitter, and a Smoker for the next hit right here. Let's see if they elect to go inside. Looks as though they are going to. Smoker wants to spawn in the front. Charter from the side room. Jockey as well. Charter going in. Manual land. There's a nice double cap with a spit going down on top of that as well. That's going to be a lot of damage onto PSIM, who gets pulled back into the spit for an in-cap.
Yeah, and that's going to be obviously that in-cap going out into PSIM, the first one of the round. Actually, I don't even know, did Ram take an in-cap yet? No, no one did. So that is indeed the first in-cap going out into the hands of PSIM.
They're only
yeah, U9,
78 points above, bonus-wise.
Yeah, U9 doing a great job of ripping that health bonus out of the hands of Team Nose, or Silencio Jockies. I wanted to say their tag name,
Team
No Sound.
Single boom in the back. Charger, Hunter, and a Spitter. So another pretty good hit right here. They might elect to hit while the survivors are still one thing in the back, and indeed they're going to. But that Charger is going to be leading in, not going to land much of anything. But they do land the Pout Spit with a Boomer right there next to PSIM. That's his second in cap. He's going to be black white in the boom, stumbles Zoe back in the Spit for another down.
Just amazing SI placement there by Team U9. They are just going to town on Silencio Jockies. And I mean, as it stands right now, Silencio Jockies are basically a half score deficit, or 2 times score deficit, if you will, of Team U9, as they're sitting at a score of 786 to the 1414 of U9. So they are at quite the deficit, to say the least, right now, and they have a huge delta to make up in the coming next 2 maps, which once again they can definitely do. Once again, we're talking about the number 3 seed, very powerful, but U9 is just bringing things together here since they got Presto on their team. Like, first they knocked out the number 6 seed, and now they're knocking down the number 3 seed. They're taking no prisoners, it seems.
It's true. I mean, that's the thing. Like, when you have a situation like that with somebody who's enthusiastic in scrims, and PSIM is way out of position right now, getting constricted by that Smoker. Like, somebody who's, like, again, maybe not in terms of Sideways Box's pedigree or whatever, in terms of his Left 4 Dead past, but at the same point in time, like, somebody who wants to scrim, someone who actually, like, actively plays a good amount and shows up and has motivation, you really can't go wrong with that in a lot of ways if the person's at least semi-competent. And Presto's done a great job. Still has tank to get through right here, though, but he's played very, very well in both their matches so far. We can't quite jinx it yet because they've done a great job right here, but they still need to get this wipe on the Silencio Jockies and then see what they can do next map. But I agree with your sentiment right there. Hitter's going to be coming in. Hunter gets speeded. Charger's going to go in there, trying to drop back down for a second. Going for a DP charge, gets leveled by Ramirez, and the Smoker did get shut down. That's a much cleaner hit, but that's still going to put Team Silencio Jockies behind by a darn good amount going into map 4.
Yeah, they're going to be down by at least 400 points going to the next map here. That's if they get in here right now, which they are going to be right on the, or I should say they're going to have a SI hit right on the heels of them as they make their way into the safe room. So they're not going to be able to get in there very cleanly. It is going to die out. There is the bell, and the next hit is up, obviously. Boomer, Jockey, Spitter, and Hunter. So not a very strong hit, but with the amount of HP the Stars have, this could turn into something very devastating. There's one in-cap going on to Francis. Everything else getting shut down. Double Booms getting shut down as well, as one of them spawned up in the safe room, which was obviously one of the AI spawns. But regardless, they do go ahead and pick up Avocado, and they will be able to make their way into the safe room after playing a few lines on the piano, and they will make it. But it will be once
500
again.
Points.
Yeah, what is that? 479?
Something like that, yeah.
I want to go 479. I'm saying it right now.
Yeah, that's really, really impressive from Team Euonym so far. But again, map 4 is big. Like, that tank can, again, be a potential hittable wipe if they bring the kitchen sink. And it's going to be PSIM for Team Euonym and Presto, or no, PSIM for Team Silencio Jockies and Presto for Team Euonym. So both those tanks have their work cut out for them right here, but especially PSIM's going to have to see what he can do. 56% is going to be something that they can run back, maybe interceptable, I'm not entirely sure, but Euonym needs to keep rolling with that kind of momentum that they got from the first 3 maps of this game.
Yeah, they're going to have to kind of find their footing, at least Silencio Jockeys going to. Euonym can kind of continue on this pace. They're playing very well on both halves. Not really all that much to really talk about. It was just... my mind is still blown from the tanks on the second map. Those were just absolutely insane, back-to-back, just man mode tanks. And a little bit of a ready-up glitch obviously happening here with the ready-up HUD yet again. But they will wisen up to that.
Indeed, they shall, and potentially they should be going live right here. Indeed, they are. Everybody is going to ready up. The Team Euonym on the Survivor and Team Silencio Jockeys on Special Infected. Spitter, Charger, Smoker, and a Jockey. We already have that Smoker going in, getting the pull, but then does get immediately cleared. They went for the insta-death charge, but obviously nothing going right there. Charger's still looking for a free charge. Now the Survivors, oh yeah, the safe room! Charger chest bumps Francis into Spit right there. That was almost something devastating going out. And Lewis is actually getting pushed around up there. Sir, having issues with that Charger, and that was a good amount of damage going out, almost to death.
Yeah, that was actually really close once we saw that chest bump going out from the Charger on to Francis. It did end up doing a lot of damage, though, as Francis got stumbled back into the Spit. And really everyone there just taking a brunt of damage. And obviously Sir taking the most of that, dropping down around 40 HP down to his current 58 HP level. So he once again took quite a bit here. Tank once again will be at 56%, but first we will see that Witch. In fact, the tank might spawn right on top of the Witch.
That might be a thing that would be interesting to see, but again, Euonym in a pretty good position right here. No Spitter. They obviously don't know that for Silencio Jockeys, but Smoker, Charger, Jockey, Boomer trying to go in right now. Smoker gets instantly cleared. Boomer coming in from the back lands a nice tri-boom. Jockey lands on the Survivor in the front as well, but the clear is pretty fast. Boomer's going for the quad proxy, does manage to actually land it. So as long as they clear this, they should be okay, but they have to be careful on that run back, as I mentioned before. Nox still a little tied up back there in those comments.
Indeed, we see Bill pushing forward here, looking for this crown on the Witch here. It's not going to be Francis as he doesn't have a shotgun, but now Bill runs in for that crown, does land it. Good heads-up play by him. Dawkins shutting down that Witch before it became a factor for the SI to work with. And yeah, tank should be up pretty much right before they hit the van, I believe, here, where they got to jump up.
Yeah, and that actually might elect for them to play it here. Like, they could try to run it back, but that tank can intercept them, and I'm pretty sure they know that. But then if the tank runs back and they run forward, that would be good for them, because then they could then potentially fight it in this area and force the tank to commit in from behind. The tank might commit in from behind anyway, but we'll see. Hunter, Spitter, Charger, and a Smoker for this hit from Team Silencio Jockeys. Let's see if they are able to make a lot of damage on this hit. They know the tank's about to spawn as well. Dawkins kind of playing it in the front a little bit, like, it's obviously a bait, but he's getting a little bit separated. There's really not a whole lot of areas for things to spawn, but there's the round timer coming out just for a second. Smoker spawns in the top, going for the pull into Dawkins, managing land. Carter's going in for a free charge, does get beautifully cleared. Nice shutdown by Team Euonym, and that should give them the ability for them to do pretty much whatever they want, but Dawkins getting caught in that spit for a little bit of damage.
Yeah, that alone will actually drop the health bonus down at around 26 points. So regardless of that, though, it's not that much damage yet again going out to them.
Tank.
And they're going to move forward? What are they doing? Oh, they're going on top of the tractor trailer. Okay.
Yeah, this is what we've seen. We do have a Hank Tank, aka Mr. Proud Sim for the Silencio Jockeys, moving his way in the back right here. Boomer Hunter and a Jockey. You know, this is where the hittable stuff becomes a bit of an issue, I would say, for the survivors. They could elect to take it forward into that forward room, and that might be what they're looking at doing. That is going to be what they're going to do. It looks like that Boomer's going to try to land on them as well. PSIM's launching a dumpster, though, in there, and they have to really be careful about this now, because if they have anything
they're going to
happen
get cut
outside,
off, maybe.
They might get cut off. Tank's climbing in, and he doesn't quite have it. Boomer in the front, M2 shut down, and they are going to make their way to where they want to go. Knock playing aggressive on this piece. I'm trying to throw a curve rock. Kiss me, that was a little bit of a butt clencher for Euonym.
Yeah, that was really close. And actually, Francis getting caught up on the desk guy. He like gets punched through the doorway. That's very unfortunate for PSIM. That could have been a very easy in cap for him. But good on Presto to line himself up at that doorway. Punches that TV out of the way, and PSIM is looking for the commit now. Down to 80% or 80% rage. Going to go ahead and get right on top of Zoe's tail. Gets an actual punch onto Francis. He might look to take him out the window. Does not get him out the window on the first hit, but misses that second punch onto him as well. There's the SI going in the background. Charger misses. Jockey lands onto Bill, dragging him back of the map, and that's going to be a lot of damage going on to Bill here.
Punches, though.
Yeah, this tank's not really grabbing all that much. He has to dive out the window now to try and save what he can, and this might be the end of the tank here.
This should be the end of the tank. That Jockey does get cleared. PSIM is going to die right there. So that was a messy tank fight for Team Euonym, but they survived. That's the most important part. That tri-cap wasn't able to land quite in order, and you know what? If they have, like, I don't know, if they find one extra set of pills maybe forward, they can probably push this entire event right here and try to make it with this bonus. There's no way they hold it out.
Yeah, they can't hold this out, as you just said. 3 survivors bleeding out here. Mike, well, Sir not really bleeding out. He does have green HP still, but any damage that does go on to him will go on the salad and probably drop him down into the yellow, obviously. Jockey gets a nice round to Zoe there for a little bit of damage, but everything else not really having that much of a big effect. Francis does get pounced. Spit goes down a little late, though, and is kind of off the mark as well. But there is a in cap very close to survivors here. Presto just bleeding down slowly but surely. 15 HP left, full bleed out for him. And next up on the slate after him would be Knock. But Knock is sitting at 28 HP, and that is all solid, so he should not be bleeding out.
Yeah, Jockey, Smoker, Spitter, and a Boomer, so a 2-2 here on this next hit. And again, Team Euonym is in a good position to make this map with bonus. Boomer gets nicely popped up top right there. Smoker pull in the front does get cleared. Jockey goes in the back, M2 shut down. Smoker gets another pull out right there, but nothing going, and this should be the push from Euonym, making their way forward right here. And again, I said if they can find one of those sets of pills, they'd be in really good shape, but they could actually also move to the washroom if they decide to. Spit's gonna go down right there, and Lewis almost threw himself into that, but obviously he did not get in capped, and if I'm them, I'm going to sit in this room now and take a hit, and I think that's exactly what they're going to do.
Yeah, that's a very good play by them as well. Presto down to that 1 HP range. They don't want to risk him getting kept in the alleyway, because if the horde does start spawning us above them, that can definitely result in a very messy situation. But there's a hit completely shut down the doorway, and now comes the time. Do you in-cap? Yeah, they go ahead and just bat Francis in the back of the head, in-capping Presto. But in the meantime, you have both Dawkins and Knock just dropping down HP here. Knock, once again, not bleed out at all, but he is at 17 HP solid, with obviously Dawkins sitting at 18, and that is full bleed out. So Dawkins going to be next up on the slate here pretty much for an in-cap.
Yeah, they kept that Spitter alive right here, which I think is the right call. He's going to get a despawn real fast. They do have a 3-cap here for Team Silencio Jockeys, and this horde is pretty much dead at this point. Like, they need to just navigate this and then not take it down on anyone if that's avoidable at all. And they can bait out a little bit, I guess, but this is going to be a strong hit coming in. Hunter is up top. Survivors have started to push their way forward, and the Smoker is going to get a pull onto Bill in the back. Does get cleared. We do have a Survivor pounced in that room. Not an in-cap, though. Charger's coming in, going in for it, and actually manages to get 2 in-caps on the Survivors in some odd fashion. And then that Spit does go down, but doesn't land on those 2. That is going to impact the damage bonus, but they should be able to push their way to the safe room relatively unscathed with this.
Yeah, 2 seconds left on Ram spawn, and then 3 seconds left on P-Sims. Now, there is a boomer, but that boomer is not what you really want here. It's not going to be able to delay survivors. In fact, it gets popped entirely. Jockey makes his way towards survivor. Does manage to land on Lewis. That's going to be a little bit more damage to the solid bonus of what was left of Team Euonym's health bonus. And they will finally make it the safe with a solid 300 health bonus on the dot. Yeah, just about that.
Literally 1k points for that chapter. That's what they needed to do to maintain that lead. Because now, even if Silencio Jockies makes it with what, like a 1500 point map, it would still be a tie game. But I have a feeling they're playing for something different right here. They can, if they push Silencio Jockies into that room and then they get some kind of like, you know, inside pinner caps on them somehow, along with that tank not missing punches, they can do an absolutely insane amount of damage or even a wipe.
Yeah, that inside tank that we saw Team Euonym just push forward with that tank and move into that specific area with, that's quite a devastating area. Boomer could really do a lot of work from the window area, landing a nice triple or even quad boom I've seen land from there, that angle. But regardless, we will see the round going live here. Team Silencio Jockey is still trailing here in the map number 4, and they're down 1,400 points. Jockey got a quick little scratch there out onto Ram there, right through the window. And that will be just the beginning of the hit here, as obviously there's still that Charger and Smoker to work it. Charger look for a death charge, not going to find it.
They had the charge.
Yeah, he did.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, they did actually have it fully set up. That was a full pull out onto, I believe it was Bill, but Charger had different ideas in his head. He wanted to go for that pin inside the safe room onto P-Sim, but obviously that didn't come to fruition.
Got a couple punches off it right there. Again, you don't expect to see a death charge land, but now if you look at Silencio Jockeys, you're turning up the pace a little bit, taking the least amount of damage possible. They know they have to make this map count right here, because again, the finale is absolutely nothing to rely on in terms of anything. Nice shutdown on that boomer as well. Jockey, Smoker, and a Spitter for the next hit right here. They could be sacking that for the room or when Silencio Jockeys decides to push out, but again, this is where we see them turning on the jets a little bit, pushing their way through. They actually are going to decide to hit here. Smoker gets shot in the face and shut down. Jockey does have a survivor step, but he's not going for them. He goes for a scratch back inside instead. Ram looked like he wanted to keep pushing there, but he did stop for a moment. And I don't know, this needs to be one hell of a chapter by Silencio Jockeys in order for them to navigate that delta. And looks like they want to kill the witch right now. They are going to pull the witch into the corner. She does glitch out and then does get crowned.
Good game.
Good game.
I don't even know what she just got glitched on or what the survivors did to actually make that happen. I have a feeling it wasn't obviously intentional, because there's really nothing for them to actually do. But regardless, survivors will go ahead and take down that witch, obviously, after she has her moment. And they will make their way forward here, looking to take this next SI hit and then trigger the tank. Nice map awareness there from Lewis. That was actually Ram. He hopped up on top of the canopy, which kept him away from the white van, which was where the SI were looking to spawn. And P-Sim saying easy serve. But there's a smoke going out to Zoe in the back. Charger gets immediately obliterated, though, by the survivors. And that will be, once again, Silencio Jockey sitting very high up here with the health bonus. And, I mean, look at their health. They're all sitting up around 80, 90.
Presto needs to do work for Team Euonym right here. He has a bunch of hittables he can play with. The survivors are going to be forced forward, I'm pretty sure, right here. But the thing is, they could set up the support inside, because P-Sim almost got a ridiculous amount of, like, dumpster hittable fragmented material on them. And speaking of which, there is going to be the tank rotating his way, and this is what they want for the commit. This is the perfect setup, so this is going to be it. Presto is going to work his way in there. He should probably just push right in. One smack will have that door down, and they're going to take him in the office area right here. If they jump, they will get stuck in the ceiling. Tank gets a corner onto Lewis right there. Another punch going out onto Lewis. Tank going for that. Another punch missing, though. He now has Lewis in the corner, and here comes the SI support. Charger's gonna go a nice double cap landing for a good amount of damage, but Ram is stuck in the ceiling. And the tank is gonna be able to reposition right here, getting a punch onto Francis, getting another punch onto Francis, getting another punch onto Francis for the in cap. And the tank is gonna punch up again. He's got the 2 downs that he probably wanted in that scenario. That 3 cap almost landed as well. Nice curve rock going out. He's gonna launch a car into the sky right there. There is one survivor separated, obviously, outside. Boomer's gonna spawn, gets a nice tri-boom. This could be disastrous if they are not careful. If that tank gets any kind of hittable up there onto Prodigy Sim's face, he could kill him. Smoker's gonna try to get a pull out onto Apathy. Maddie to land it for a second. Rock going in, not gonna land. Jockey landing onto Bill in the back.
P-Sim could die.
P-Sim is probably going to die. Nice rock going out right there. They're going to be forced to make the play for P-Sim right here. And the tank is still lobbing rocks. They are going to get P-Sim back up, it looks like. Another pull going out onto Apathy. Tank throwing a curve rock around this corner is going to miss. And still, that's so much damage going out from Euonym's tank in the hands of Presto. Hunter going in for a solo cap in the front. Does get shut down, and that's the end of the tank. But kiss me, it did its work.
Yeah, that tank did a beautiful amount of damage onto Silencio Jockeys, dropping down to a 441 health bonus. And now we see them in the exact same position that Team Euonym were in, where they can't afford to sit back. They have to push forward with this event and push into the terrible, terrible alleyway that a lot of teams just absolutely dread. And yet again, 3 survivors. Well, I'll say 2 in complete bleed out, and then Acer has a little bit of solid left, which will obviously keep him away from that 1 HP deadline. But what a beautiful tank. I mean, that Presto had 1400 HP left before his SI actually started landing their SI hits. Or SI caps, I should say. So just wonderfully played by them. There's a charger landing out onto Francis in the back. The spit does not connect. It overshoots the survivors there. Indeed, and Presto don't go and waddles away towards the survivors, looking for another proxy onto one of them. Does actually find 2.
Ram hit that with his melee weapon after the M2 went out, so that is going to be a proxy. And they are all bleeding right here. I would also like to mention, aside from Apathy, right? So they have 3 survivors in almost full bleed, and they are going to be tangled up by these common. They could take another pretty bad hit before they make it to the safe from here. Smoker, Hunter, Spitter, and another spawn coming in the cube with the Charger. That would be optimal. It's going to be a Jockey instead. And Silencio is just going to kind of chill in this room up here. And they could kill most of the common that way, but that's going to open them up to a little bit of a vulnerability for what the SI are planning on doing if they're slow or if they just misposition themselves. Like that, double cap going out. Nice rolling tri-cap with that Smoker in the top as well. That's going to be a full down on the PSM almost in the bottom right there. He's 1 common from going down, and the common does get him down, and this is still Euonym riding that momentum wave. Kiss me.
They're just doing work right now. PSM not having the easiest time with that pickup either. And Lewis is taking a couple of hits here from the common as he goes for that help. Or help with the pickup. But yeah, there's going to be actually another full hit coming up here for Team Euonym. Now, Boomer lands onto Lewis from below here. That's going to draw all the common out to him and extend the score a little bit longer. But there are still 3 SI left here for Team Euonym. Spitter, Charger, and a Jockey. So definitely a big possibility here for a Charger or Jock-off. Going to reset the survivors in this specific part of this event run. And also, obviously, an incap out on Avocado. That would really just open up the gap that much wider for that possibility of a Jock-off or something of that nature.
Yeah, it's 15% health bonus, 14% damage bonus at this very second. There are so many survivors on death's door. PSM is black and white. 19, 18 HP right here, and there's a really good hit for Team Euonym, and they're just going to send it right now. Smoker gets a pull in. Spit's going to go down right there on the survivors as well, forcing PSM back off. He is 1 tick away, and they do get the kill onto him. Smoker has a re-pull as well. Pull going out, getting kited by that pull, and that's going to be a Smoker still waiting. The Spitter does have a respit right here. He could block the door. That's exactly what he's going to do. Going for the in-cap onto Ramirez and getting it. And kiss me, this is Euonym going to be up by 700 points at least going into the finale.
Yeah, I mean, as it stands right now, it's really close to 800 points. Boomer rocketing does get popped, but this Smoker and Charger looking to make it happen here. Smoker gets obliterated, though, and also that obviously being shut down. And that should be safe room in theory. No spawn time is coming up for another 3 seconds at the very least, and that will be indeed them walking away in safe room. But their health bonus, they had a 500 health bonus post-event. And it just got knocked down to a 90 by the end of it. And you can see just how rough that event is, even for a team like Silencio Jockeys. I mean, even Euonym, they got, the piss beaten out of them too. It's just a very rough event to run. And that's why if you're in that position, you definitely just sit down and you wait out that entire event. And no one will ever blame you for waiting it out, because it's just really a very, once again, rough event to take.
Here it is. They really, on the terms of Silencio Jockey's side, they need a wipe on this first tank. We saw, what happened in the previous game between Impossible and Nameless, right? Where it was a Delta that was kind of mirroring this right here. But we're seeing Team Euonym about to try and pull their second upset, the second week in a row, to remain in the winner's bracket, and then eventually, potentially, go up against either 8CP or TOC3. The winner of this game is going to play the winner of that game. And, again, Silencio Jockeys, number 3 seed in the tournament. They had a great run through the Swiss stages. And at this point, like I said, if they really want to make a case for it, they need to get the wipe on this first tank, and then that turns into a nail-biter and a half.
Yeah, we have to see Silencio Jockeys just kind of turn around here, make a map 2 performance tank happen, and then that will open up the doorway for them to make their way back into this game. But still, it's a long road for them. And once again, with this best-of-1 format that we're seeing here, they're going to be... really hard pressed to make that happen because it has to happen now, not later. There's not another game to kind of get everything back together. No ping differentials will be reset. This is pretty much all you get here. And Euonym, yet again, as you mentioned, just upsetting team after team, it seems. First, Penguins, the number 6 seed, and now, of course, Team Silencio Jockies thus far, just doing work. I mean, it's really hard to say how much of a chemistry factor Presto was, but I'm assuming that it obviously is having quite a number out onto Euonym here, as they are just playing completely differently than I would probably elect to say. A lot of people would say they did it back in the group stage, but there's a nice first hit coming out here. Double cap happening on the side of the door. Charger does miss, but that's still a single boom landing, and that will be actually quite a number going on in Team Euonym.
If that had been a 3 cap, that would have been ridiculous, but that Charger did whiff. Francis was able to juke it, and at this point, they're going to spawn the tank up right here and then probably bring it back, I'd say, close towards the safe room area. I see them, like I said, like they're in a position where they have the lead where they can play it even a little bit conservatively, because if they get those 600 distance points, that's going to put it into almost impossible territory for Team Silencio Jockies to make that comeback. Boomer, Spitter, Charger, and another spawn is going to be a Hunter right here for Team Silencio Jockies. Boomer's going to spawn up right there, getting nicely popped through the fence by Presto. And now this Charger and Hunter are waiting to go in. Charger coming from the back, another skeet going up. There's the charge spit onto Presto in the corner, and that's going to be a lot of damage going out onto him. He has to take the long way out of that spit. This opens up the potential for a little bit of a rock tank as well. It really depends on who this tank is, I would say, too, for Team Silencio Jockies.
Yeah, so Presto's going to be dropped down to the 58.6 HP range. As it stands right now, the score delta is around 800 points. So if Silencio Jockies were to wipe here, all they would have to do is make that boat with all 4 survivors. But that's much easier said than done. And once again, tank will be up in the hands of Apathy. He didn't have the best tank. I believe it was on map 3, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, map 3.
But he is still nonetheless a very good tank player. So we'll see if his SI can help him out here, and he can make nothing shy of a miracle happen here.
Oh, this car, that's going to separate Dawkins to the side right there. It's in the back of the survivors. This could be like a full tilt commit depending on what happens. We do have a pull going out, Rock going in, managing to get skeeted. And now the survivors have the option. They could elect to push forward right here because they know that hittable is in play behind them. They're going for chip on Apathy's tank right here, but they sacked the setup this time, so they should have a boomer next. And it looks as though they want to actually rotate back towards the safe room to start. Either that or just getting ammo. But this is probably going to trigger the commit from Apathy, I would say. He's going to go full tilt for those hittables. Jockey, Boomer, and a Charger. So, okay, they could make this work, but like I said, it's going to come down to that hittable play, and maybe he wants them to get a hit or something instead. I think that is what they're going to do. They're going to send the Jockey and Charger both in. Charger's going to miss. Boomer gets a nice double boom. Rock going in, not going to land, but that Jockey does have a survivor separated, and they're doing okay damage on them right now, but like I said, this is 1000% needed to be a wipe.
Yeah, I mean, as you mentioned, though, it's still a good amount of damage. Presto already down into the yellow. Sir and Dawkins also taking on 25 damage each thus far throughout the course of this round. So they're definitely pushing out the damage. It might be at a slow rate, but at the same time, Apathy, he's only taking 600 damage at this point in time. And the main thing that's hitting him is actually that Jockey, or that Teagle, who's kind of separated in the back, and the SI can really just fall down on and just do a number onto him. So we're gonna see another attack coming here though. Nice DP landing onto one of the survivors. That Rock will also not connect. Actually gets skied there by Dawkins.
Skiing the Rock was important right there. A little bit more chip damage going out, as we mentioned before. And he's still on. He's holding 15%. He's taking 900 damage for his troubles right here. Almost 1k chip. And he's going to throw another rock in here. But as you mentioned, that Deagle's doing a good amount of work. Sarah's going to also skeet that rock right before it lands onto him. He could be forced in right here, maybe with like an early pull or something like that. But again, I don't know about it because, like I said, that white play is going to be instrumental. Smoker trying to get a pull forward right here. Next hit should be coming in. Nobody's bleeding quite yet either on the side of Euonym. Now he's going to get punished for that rock throw right there. That's almost 1,500 damage going out. This is becoming dangerous, I'd say, Kiss Me, for Silencio.
Yeah, this is getting to that point where you gotta start really thinking about, what are the Stars going to do next? Because if they throw in this hit, the Stars are more than likely going to back into the safe room and look for ammo, because only one of them backed up for it. So they are all definitely bleeding for ammo here. And yeah, Bill's really separated now. Smoker looking to hold on to him. Does grab it. That's a car hit. Not going to find anyone, though, but the car has separated two of the survivors, 2 and 2. But the tank is in a pretty rough position.
Yeah, he's towing his hittable right here, missing that hit onto Lewis. Boomer does get a boom. Rock going in, not gonna land. Here's the hittable hit though that's gonna land onto Lewis. They should be able to kill this tank before anything else adverse goes out. There's gonna be another hittable right here. He's trying to get the kill onto Serb, and he is not gonna get that, no way, no how. And that's gonna be an only one down going out. And Team Euonym are in the position to win it now for sure.
Yeah, there's nothing really standing in the way right now, especially if this event does get triggered, which, once again, I don't really see anything standing in the way of that happening. So, Team Euonym looking to run away with this game as it stands. There's just not enough damage out on them yet. I mean, you could try and chalk it up as, oh, maybe the SI will be able to do enough damage. Maybe a miracle quad charge will happen. But in all actuality, they have 4 sets of pills left on the dock up ahead, plus the 2 they still have on their team as is. And, 6 pills, it's just not going to happen. It's a big toll. There's a nice jock up front, though. It's holding the star inside the trash can as well. It's lighting her on fire. The double boom landing on 2 stars in the middle. Separating the stars. That's a lot of damage out onto Knock. Actually, an end cap onto him. And that was actually pretty good. I gotta say, that was what they needed, but once again, it might be too little too late because they're not gonna be able to stop him from hitting that event.
Yeah, I mean, might still be too little too late, as you mentioned. I mean, obviously that's another down going out, so that does help. And if they can wipe them maybe at the second tank, but again, they're gonna be 1,300 points behind. Like, that's the problem. And with the way they've been playing Survivor so far, I'm not really too confident in them making that. Like, they do have a Witch up right here, trying to go. Nox a little bit split, which is getting aggroed as well. Alright, so the Witch is out, it's on Lewis. Going in right here, getting a little bit confused, it looks like, and he's actually going to fail the crown. The first swipe, second swipe goes in as well. That's going to make Sir black and white. Charger waiting to go in here as well, deciding to roll his way in. Okay, so they have 1 survivor black and white. And, I mean, kiss me, they've done a pretty good job mismanaging themselves after that tank on the survivor side.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what's going on exactly. I mean, Sir took 1 in cap, Knock took an in cap. I mean, I'm not really too sure what's going on here with Euonym, but they will find those 4 sets of pills regardless over there on the porch, to say the least. So they will have that HP to really, substitute in for that permanent that they just lost. There's a nice somewhat double cap happening. Hunter kind of had to set. No, he was actually.
That Hunter did get M2'd.
He did? I thought he was on the ground when he got M2'd.
Oh, I don't know. It looked like an M2 to me.
Maybe.
That's how you melee ski, right? Yeah, I don't know. That to me definitely looked like an M2. Like, I saw the Hunter do the animation and stuff like that. Theoretically, you shouldn't be able to do that, but sometimes competitive Left 4 Dead.
Sometimes this game is this game. Just sometimes.
Just sometimes.
It's just this game.
They need to survive this right here. Like, if Team Euonym does that, then they're in, like I said, pretty prime position to win. We do have a spit. It's probably going to try to knock them off the dock a little bit, going into the center, but not really going to touch much of anything. We have a charger spawning up on the side right there, getting a lot of punches onto Dawkins. That's about it. I mean, everything else is dead, and they're still all up top.
Indeed, there's another scratch going out onto Dawkins as well. So they are getting the damage out, but I'm pretty sure they're going to let Dawkins and Presto take their first in caps each before even thinking of starting to pop any sets of pills. And yeah, as you mentioned, if Euonym can just make it to that second tank, that's going to be another 400 points added on top of their score as is. And it's going to just blow open that gap to around 1,300 points. And that's rough if you're a Silencio Jockies, because then you got to make the map with a 500 health bonus. And that is... I can't remember the last time I saw a 500 health bonus on this map.
This is pretty good, though. That separation charge is going to knock black and white. And the spitter's going to go in there. That clear is extremely slow from Presto. He's actually going to be down in the same corner. And there's still a good amount of Horde, but they should be able to get the pickup on that. But just, again, more damage going out. That's going to be putting those survivors into full bleed. And they're not quite yet back on the dock. So if their spawns up just in time, they might be able to try and intercept, or they could try to push through the woods. They're moving in all different directions right now, though. There's a huge split between Knock and Dawkins and the 2 on the left-hand side. Boom goes out, managing to land right there. Here comes the intercept. That's going to be a nice double cap landing on the 2 survivors who were split, and Sir is black and white. This Boomer's going to jump around. Another pull going out onto Dawkins up top right there, and kiss me, the discombobulation.
I will not kiss you. But yeah, that's a lot of separation on the survivors. A lot of big damage as well. Dawkins still has 1 set of pills left on them. And you got to look at the distance as well. It hasn't ticked up in quite a while. Still hovering at 224. Because I think that's where one of the in caps happened. So it kind of hung there. I mean, regardless if they do wipe, it's still going to tick up quite a bit. But they're in a pretty rough spot right now. And I only see 3 survivors on the docks. I'm not too sure where the... Oh, he's over on the rock.
The rock. See, I wouldn't call this lead quite safe. It did just bounce up a little bit more. Now it's over 1k points. Now it's a little bit better, but they're taking so much damage. This Charger's going to go and gets the in-cap onto Dawkins as well. It's at 416 now in terms of distance, so he's just going to be over there kind of alone. Two survivors are black and white, and again, they're doing what we said they need to do in terms of making up that distance, but they're doing it in the messiest way possible.
Indeed, it is. So let's end up, you know, seeing how this plays out a little bit longer here. As the round is obviously still going on here. Horde's still trickling in here for Euonym. This should be the last wave, though, as we look to the next tank here. Double boom lands. Nice double cap happening immediately on 2 stars. Lewis a little slow to react here. That boomer might just proxy off, and I'm actually not too sure what happened there.
That's a death.
I don't know how the jockey just got cleared. The boomer didn't get proxied and clear it. The jockey just like fell off the star's head, I think.
Well, okay, this is getting more interesting now, because it's like, what, 1,100 points?
Yeah, and that's 400 still, so it's, you know, that's still quite a differential.
Yeah, that's a lot. I mean, it's 800 distance, though, I'm pretty sure, isn't it?
Yeah, this map is 800.
Yeah, so I mean, it's still doable, but we're talking about they need to shut down the first tank and shut down everything else. Like, I mean, Silencio Jockies can do it, and if there's, like, 1 or 2 teams that you'd expect to have that kind of ability, they would be one of them. Sir's gonna get pounced right here. They're going for a charge off of that as well, getting another punch onto him, and he is black and white, so they're aiming for Lewis right here to stop those points from ticking up. The Boom Horde is gonna help them in that case. There's the pull going out to Sir on the front. He is going to get circle hoarded here as well. They do manage to kill the smoker, but there's no other spawn up to stop that distance away from recurring. But there's a down on the Presto. Dawkins is getting the immediate revive, and this spitter should be able to kill Sir. And again, those points is frozen. They're not quite getting the second tank. Spit's gonna go down. There's the death onto Sir. Dawkins gets incapped as well, and they're frozen right here. Nice heat going out onto that Hunter, and Presos needs to stay up right now, because when he does, he's like having that potential for more points. Nice level onto that Charger as well. So 2 survivors are dead before the second tank. Tank does spawn up right now. Spit's gonna go down. It's gonna be just about that 1,200 or 1,300 point margin. Ramirez has this tank. Presto's on the other side. He's going to do the best he can to stay alive and juke him to keep getting a little bit of incremental points. Now he's just going to stand there accepting his fate, and he is going to die.
Indeed. So that will be the round there for Team Euonym. So their grand total score for this game will be 2,933. Oh boy. If you're rooting for Silencio Jockies, you need an arm and a prayer. An arm to sacrifice to Satan and a prayer for the prayer.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about communion before, and I don't know if anybody on Team Silencio Jockies are praying men, but this is the point where you might have to start, because what? They're behind.
We're going to church.
1,216 points. Someone get me Super and a Bible.
What?
I need Super, man. Super is like the head. He told Dawkins that his favorite Christian metal band was Marilyn Manson.
What?
I just want to throw that out there.
Oh god, and they might actually be facing each other next week, assuming HCP actually beats Talk this coming weekend. Well, tomorrow I should say at 12 p.m. EST, which is when HCP Talk.
For people watching, we have a game that's going to go live at 6 a.m. tomorrow, so if anybody's a night owl, feel free to join us.
Who is that? Isn't that Millennium versus Uncrowned Kings?
Yeah, so it's an Australian versus a Russian team.
Yeah, I'm not too sure if it's a BO1 or not, but it should be a pretty good.
BO2.
Oh, it's a BO2. So that's going to be a pretty good game, around 2 hours, starting at 6 a.m. EDT, or EST, if you will, if you don't want to transfer. But anyway, attack going in here. Nice double cap landing here.
Recap.
Charger does... Wait, tri-cap.
Yeah, the Charger got cleared, but it was all 3 pinners landed at the exact same time. Again, Euonym special infected. Just impressive with the way that they've played this entire game. Like, that's really what I gotta say. Like, the most consistent team over the game so far is unequivocally Euonym. And I don't know what is on Silencio Jockey's side, if there's a little bit, like, again, flustered for some reason, or exactly what it is. Maybe they didn't get the early game they wanted, but if they need to just make this comeback here, they need to not eat what they've been eating most recently. And we do have a tank up for Team Euonym in the hands of Mike Diva, aka Sir Please.
Indeed, and we saw him get that map 1 early wipe on the Silencio Jockeys. And you gotta be thinking, is that map 1 gonna come back to bite Silencio Jockeys here if they lose by, you know, 300 points or so, because they ate that ladder hit on map 1. That was really bad. That car so close to going over the fence.
My
what?
God. Okay, so that car is gonna be on top of the roof now, and like I said, this is an area where like the tank is either hit or miss as well. I would say here's a car going in, not going to land, and sir is gonna bounce his way around the house right here. They're still clearing the horde from that boom that landed. It's gonna be a jockey charger and a smoker for the next hit. Rock going in, going to get skeeted right there by PSIM, and the tank is down to 25% on his first pass. The horde is finally dead, but here comes the hit. Jockey's gonna get M2 shut down. Rock going in, going to miss on the pull target right there. And the pull is gonna get cleared as that charger gets meleeed out of the sky by Ramirez, and they need to get this tank on the second pass and force a hittable commit, I would say.
Or they could get this chip. I mean, this chip really isn't that bad at all from this range. Those Uzis can just rip them apart. Same with the shotguns. We see it right now, dropping him down 400 HP already. And I mean, it's not bad chip. I would probably say go for the chip. Let him have the LOS. Just chip him down a lot, and then start LOSing and make him commit with 2,500 HP or so.
Yeah, I agree with that as well. I mean, at this point, because like I said, if they got the LOS, it'd be a 6k HP tank, bank on hittables, but now it's going to be a 5.2k HP tank, turning back around, getting a nice punch onto Prodigysim, who got a little bit too close right there. Car's going to be going in, bouncing off the pole. Boomer's going to miss, though. Tank's going to be committing his way in with that car bouncing around the pole. He actually might be forced out right here. Smoker pull goes out. That car bounced off the top, and it's not going to hit the pin survivor. That one does, however. That was insane. It bounced off the parking meter. That one also bounced off the parking meter. Almost hits apathy. These hittables bouncing around, sir. Trying to get a punch right there. Kissy, it's one down.
Indeed, that's not much at all. So PSIM, the only survivor to actually eat a hittable there, and that will obviously open up the possibility for that temporary HP to actually be affected here, that DB or damage bonus, if you will. So they are sitting fairly high up there right now. It's 997 health bonus. I want to say it's doable, but they need a 500 health bonus. That is literally half of what they have left. They have to walk on the boat with, albeit it's not a hard crescendo by any means or event, if you will.
They were only down 1,100, weren't they? We do have a hit coming in there, though. We do have that charger going in, managing to land on the back, off a pull charge. That's a down onto Acer. That's going to help Team Euonym's case a lot, I would say. Full in cap going onto him, and yeah, I mean, they're down like 1,200-ish, so they need like a 400, but still, that's, as you mentioned, about half of what they got left.
Yeah, now with that pickup going out there down to an 840, that didn't actually affect them all that much. Lewis did stop moving there for a second, not too sure what that was, but he will go ahead and pick up the pace now. So yeah, they're going to need 400 of what they have left here. They do get that crown on the Witcho, so that's one more obstacle out of the way. Boomer landing a single boom here out onto Bill. I mean, it's doable. This tank by all means is not hard at all to beat. We've seen these tanks get destroyed in some scrims earlier in the week, and that's a destroyed Hunter melee scheme there by Apathy, but that's a nice jock onto Lewis, and that's going to bring him into the spit as well. So that's going to knock down the damage bonus for Team Silencio Jockeys to a 699. 300 points more to go, and U9 will basically have clinched this win.
Yeah, and at this point, like, there is another hit that's going to be coming out relatively soon, but they need to get to that dock and just sit there for the entirety of this. Like, that's really, really what they need, and they do have that event being triggered, and now they are going to jump off the dock. There's going to be a smoker pull going out. Nice skeet on that Hunter as well. Charger and smoker kind of left out there on their lonesome. And yeah, it's going to depend on where that tank spawns and if they can kill it. Because, I mean, if they're going to stay on the dock, they're going to take a good amount of damage, but at the same point in time, actually, they're maybe not going to stay on the dock. They want to go back up there, get some pills. They have one set of pills left there. Now they're going to rotate back. I think if they hold out here and they block the spawns, I remember, I think it was some RBT2, Velvet Room did that and took like 0 damage because they blocked everything correctly.
Yeah, I mean, that rock obviously over on the right side is going to leave a nice spawn for it as a pole or something of that nature. But only a double boom happening here out onto the two survivors over on the left side. Dock Smoker looking for pole on the front, does grab it onto Lewis. That's going to bring him off the dock. Jockey grabs one scratch on Apathy, looking for another, does grab it, grabs the land as well, dragging Apathy down into the spit. And that was one of the solid health bonuses left for Team Silencio Jockeys, and that's gonna destroy the health bonus.
Yeah,
down to a 572, and with the pickup happening though, wait, what is it right now? Oh no, with the pickup they'll be back up to like a 580, I think. No, 560.
567.
So
yeah.
they're 160 off. They have one set of bill sets, another 25 points. It's still mathematically possible, but one more in cap, one more spit charge, hunt pounce. It's gonna be rough. Charger got a punch on Lewis here, and that's the thing about staying up with those pulls. If you don't block them all, you can just get punched to hell, to say the least. And there's another punch happening on the Francis here. Pull out of the bill as well. Zoe getting common locked, and all this little damage is just adding up. I think it's probably under 500. Yeah, it's down to 437. I think that's like over. If
GG. I think it's GG.
one more Charger punch ends it, I think.
Yeah, and that's the thing is we're also not counting in the fact that they're using pill bonus right now.
Yeah.
Man, I feel like
So I think this is pretty much it. That's gonna be almost Team Euonym taking the win over Team Silencio Jockies in epic fashion. Like, again, this tank might spawn after a couple more hits, but like, even if they slaughter it right here and make it really, really close, that would be interesting, because if that tank just needs to, like, run away, essentially, just head for the hills where it spawns. Do have that Jockey going in, getting another latch onto Apathy, and we're gonna have that Hunter getting speeded, Spit's gonna go in the middle of that, Apathy is gonna be out of that, so okay, that hit didn't do a whole lot of damage at all, but they're gonna have to down a couple people to make them fast again, I would say.
Yeah, so there's not really much more that they can actually do here. Health bonus 406. They pick up that last set of pills over on the porch, boost them up to like a 430, but that's... I really think that this is it. I mean, mathematically, can they even still win? You add 350 onto what they have, so add...
Oh,
no, that's it. That just...
That's bad.
Yeah, that just answered my own question right there with that end cap.
The dock won't protect them from the dock.
GG.
That's what Chad is saying. We do have that Jockey again, another in cap up there. Charter going for it, landing onto Lewis in the corner with a spit down on top of that. PSM going to be caught by those common in that spit. It's obviously a moot point now, I'm pretty sure, but Euonym continues their run of the BOT upper brackets in a win that we have not seen coming, I would say. If people in chat are saying it was surprising to them, I would say that too, just based on what happened in their prior matchup, but Euonym completely reversed that field. That's going to be a boom going out onto PSM as well. There's the in cap onto him, and Kiss Me, Euonym came to play, and they played very, very well.
Yeah, Euonym, as we mentioned, just upsetting teams left and right. And I really can't wait to see what their next challenge brings them, because it's either going to be Talk 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 or HCP. Both teams playing very well here. And even with the removal of M4 on Talk 3, they have played very well in the beginning round of the elimination. So I am... I'm going to be thoroughly pleased with whichever matchup happens next week, depending on how the game tomorrow goes with HGP versus Talk 3.
Indeed, and the final tank of the game is up into the hands of Nocturnal for Team Euonym. There is still one survivor who is slow right now, and they have 2 sets of pills. They're just going to push this tank to death, probably. As long as he gets out, he should be able to bleed them out almost fully and then get the wipe. And now, right now, it's obviously just for, like, score padding at this point because the game is over. But Nocket's going to roll in right here, getting a punch onto Ramirez, who is the permanent HP. We do have one survivor pretty split over there, killing the Smoker. Down to about 4K, rolling his way back in again. He has that one survivor slow right there. That Charger is going to miss. Tank is kind of chilling in the trees, getting a punch, though, onto Acer. Now he's going to work his way back in. Another punch onto Apathy, and that's going to be a death punch. Apathy dying on the dock. Nice rock landing right there. The dock did not protect him from the knock or the dock. And now we do have that Hunter lane to kill off Zoe, and that's 2 survivors dead. And there you go, Kiss Me, Team Euonym, your 11th seed defeats 3rd seeded Silencio Jockies on death toll to continue their run in the upper bracket. They're going to face either HCP or Talk 3 next week as they put Silencio Jockeys into the lower bracket single elimination.
Indeed, very well played to both teams, and I'm sure it was I'm looking at chat. There's actually quite a few people who were upset by this, and I mean, not emotionally, but they had, obviously Team Silencio Jockeys pinned to win this, and once again, just, I mean, you can see it last week looking at it. I mean, that's a GG right there as the last cap goes out. But once again, going back into last week, you could just see the complete difference in play from Team Euonym as they actually started playing with Presto more and more, and it was just night and day for me, or at least for me, seeing them play. And really, just Team Euonym, they're a completely different beast at this point in time, and Silencio Jockeys unfortunately just found that out, I think.
Yeah, they did. Now it's going to come down to, like, okay, what's going to happen in these next couple weeks in terms of, like, okay, custom maps and how they play with that kind of stuff as well. And, like, that could be a position for Euonym still to continue this run that they're on. And this is one of the better runs we've seen. This is one of the most entertaining runs of the tournament, I would say. Like, and I'm just thinking back to that, like, double, like, tank wipe map 2 was one of the best, like, exchanges I think we've ever seen in terms of Acer and Nock just beating the absolute shit out of their opponents.
Yeah, that was by far the most entertaining round of the tournament so far. That map 2 right there. That was... it's so enjoyable to watch those tanks just literally, as you said, just beat the living crap out of each other. And once again, that was really, really well played by both teams. And once again, hats off to Team Euonym as they take the win here. And now let us look over to the brackets and see what might be happening here come next week, based on the 2 games that we have seen thus far. Let us go ahead and open this. You guys can keep watching on the stream. And okay, so we had Team Possible and Team Nameless. Spoilers coming out. Nameless ended up beating Team Possible, so they're moving on. Nameless will play the losers of Millennium versus Serenity. So take your pick on that one. But whoever loses that will once again go down and play Team Nameless. And then we just had Silencio Jockies beating Euonym. Euonym will go on to play once again whoever wins HCP versus Talk 3. And then Silencio Jockies are looking to play. Were they bottom? Yeah, they were bottom. So they're looking to play whoever wins between matching and E-sets. So regardless, it's going to be a US versus Asian team.
Fucking fig.
What?